G'day and welcome to Two Beards, a podcast and Wrexham AFC. We're back. We are back for another week of our podcast. We're looking forward to entertaining you guys yet again. That there is Adrian, mate. How you going?
A lot better now, mate. A lot better now for seeing you. I think I appreciate taking the week off, guys, for being violently ill. I don't wish that upon your worst enemy. I'm looking forward to being back and back into the swing of things.
I don't know. I reckon uncontrollable diarrhea and vomiting that would sound pretty good to wish upon an enemy.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Like, if
Some
we
people
could
in this
give
world deserve it.
maybe a Chester fan, maybe if you want to do like a what do you call it, a spreader event. Chester fans come to my place.
There you go. There you go, guys. Like, share, subscribe in this episode if you really, really like it. We do have a Patreon program if you want to join. We call it the Fuckheads. So shout out to our lovely fuckheads who we love. Will.
Oh, you want me to do? Oh, we'll go back and forth. All right.
Yeah, come on.
So we
We got
so we got
Will,
Aaron,
Aaron, we got Chris,
we've got John.
and that's it.
Hey, we got us. We got us. We're part of it.
Oh yeah, no, we're
I'm
the
a big
king
fuckhead.
fuckheads. Yeah, mate.
Yeah, we're the king fuckheads.
It's been a good
What I
week.
love.
It's been a
Yeah,
week
go for
that
it.
I'd say I've actually missed. Finding out that you were sick, I was genuinely concerned about you, but missing the podcast and watching all these games unfold, especially the Grimsby game, which we're going to touch on,
Oh,
was just
fucking
like
schmeck.
absolutely splooge your pants type of shit. But we'll get into that. Uh, but if you want to join, you want to be part of the fuckhead clan, and you want to have that extra interaction with us. We've got our own Discord. We'll also give you 10% off of our merch. Um, we will give you shout outs and free giveaways in our Discord as well.
You
So
could touch our beard when we're in real life one day. That's
yes.
a yeah. You can go. You know what? I'm throwing that in there. You got it. For you. That's for you.
Do you want to be molested?
Jesus Christ. I cannot. You know what? I feel like we get away with a lot. And the fact that we haven't been called out for it, I'm actually really surprised. And I'm very proud of that. So wait for the incoming comments, by the way. Like I've said that. I've opened up the floodgates and then it's just like fucking keyboard warriors. Let's go.
Hey mate, you can have people touching your beards and God knows what else, but I like to know the names
Aging
of the
Elliot Lee.
people I don't. Oh dear. So look, we're going to get into it. There's our housekeeping out of the way, but
Yes,
on a more serious note,
for
we do
sure.
have a guest coming up um that has obviously a very clear agenda that means a lot. Um so we're going to welcome Nicola to our podcast. Sadly, Nicola lost her son, Aaron. Um, so this will take a little bit more of a serious twist, but we'll try and obviously keep it fun for you guys. But obviously we've got to be a bit careful with what we say and do, because it's a very, very sensitive subject. So
And it's all and we're here to help as well. Like we're not here to just talk about the sad times. We're here to talk about the good times that we can help with, and that is the events that are coming up. And we'll let Nicola talk about that shortly. But we're here to support some major events you will have seen on other pods, other mediums, other kind of spreading the word about the events that Nicola's going to come on and talk about. And we're 110% behind raising funds, helping Nicola get, for the foundations that are in need. And honestly, like I'm very proud to say that and very humbled that we could have someone as brave and as amazing as Nicola on our pod today. So appreciate it.
yeah, it's good to be able to give back and use our medium that we've got to be able to try and help make someone's life better, whether that be making you laugh, whether that be helping you raise funds for a particular cause. You know, it's good that we're able to do that, and we'll never take that for granted. So
Never.
all the serious mushiness out of the way, we'll welcome Nicola to our podcast right after this. So here we are with the wonderful Nicola. Nicola, how are you going?
Yeah, not bad. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, doing great, doing great. It's lovely, nice summery spring weather down in WA at the moment. So it's starting to get warm, starting to prepare us for the summer months, which believe
Amazing.
me,
Send
you
some
do
down
not
my
want to experience. it, it gets bloody hot down here, but we've already touched on that. So we've but a bit like your firewalk, but we will get to that too. So you're joining us here today for a very special reason.
Hi.
You obviously had a son named Aaron who
Yes.
sadly lost his battle with a brain tumor.
Mhm.
What can we say? I mean, first of all, sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
It's an absolutely brutal thing, and no parent should ever have to bury their child. It's something I feel very close to myself because I have had my goddaughter. She actually went through acute lymphoblastic leukemia. She pulled through the other side, which is great, and she's doing really good these days. But
Amazing.
in that process, we got to obviously see lots of people lose their children, and it's never easy. So I just like to extend my sincere condolences for your loss. But you've turned that into a very positive thing, haven't you?
Well, I'm trying to. I'm trying my best.
How are you finding it?
It's actually been a really, really good avenue just to kind of get myself focused on something. Feel like I'm making a little bit of a change. You know, it's all this thing about raising awareness is the main kind of thing for me at the moment, and just trying to change the perception that brain tumors are rare, because through the 3-year journey that we had with Aaron, when he was, you know, from being diagnosed to all the treatment, you know, all you hear is, oh yeah, but the type of cancer that he has is rare, and you know, there's not a lot of knowledge or understanding about the cancer, and I really want to change that. I want to, you know, just put that awareness out there and just bring it to the forefront of people's minds when they're thinking about cancer. You know, it's not just the, you know, the likes of breast cancers, bowel cancers, you know, whatever the spectrum is, you know, this also needs addressing, because in the past it just hasn't. And it's really, really sad that so many people are losing their lives to the disease when more can be done. So yeah, I'm putting myself behind the campaign and just trying to do as much as I can for the charity of Brain Tumor Research, who have been so fundamental in helping us through our journey over the last 3 years. So I want to give something back to them.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
It's to be commended, really, because it's only. I mean, I know I'm aware it's fairly new. It was only back in April, wasn't it? So it's still
Yeah.
fairly fresh and fairly raw, and I can't imagine that. And to see what you've done with it, and to see what you're raising, and um, it's been really touching. It really has. So I would like to announce that we're actually going to run our own little fundraising thing from here. That
Oh,
we
wow.
will match, just like we did with Millie. We will match whatever donations come through from this episode.
That's
So
Thank
anything
you.
that's raised from now until our next episode, we will match and place it in as a fundraising as well to help support your cause.
Oh, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
And I think what I love about like what you've kind of done through doing this is, you know, like you said, you've taken an avenue to kind of delve into and really focus on. What I mean, obviously I know why you got into it, but you know, what were the steps that you had to take? What, you know, how hard was it to kind of get this off the ground?
Well, I mean, from the start of Aaron's prognosis, you know, we had that initial connection with brain tumor research. They took Aaron's story, they wrote about it, they put it out on their website, you know, detailing about all of our treatments and trials and tribulations that we had. And they've kind of stayed with us throughout that 3 years. So they hold a calendar of events every year. And it's just something that I've been gradually getting involved in. And the more and more I've been getting involved in, I decided to set up my own kind of, not charity, but own fundraising group under the umbrella of brain tumor research called Aaron's Army. And that's kind of just how it developed. It's just because we've had so many supporters behind us, whether that be in our local community here, school, friends, family, you know, it was like just this powerhouse behind me that wanted to get behind Aaron. And just continue raising as much money as we could. So yeah, so that's kind of where it all started forming, and we set up our own fundraising challenge back in May, which was the firewalk, which we held at the racecourse, which was just an incredible event itself.
Can I just say,
yeah,
you're walking over hot coals for charity.
Yeah.
How high did you have to be to come up with that idea?
Well, I can't take credit for that idea. It was actually brain tumor research that had different firewalks going on across the UK.
Okay,
But
well,
there wasn't anything
someone over there
area.
is smoking something good, because, I mean, Jesus.
It's very
Walking
unique.
over hot coals.
It's very unique. I've never heard of it myself over here. I mean, I don't know about you, Rousey, but over here in Australia, like, I've not seen or heard of anything like that. So when, you know, we looked into kind of how, you know, you're doing things and hearing, you know, from Will as well about this, it's like, hold on. Okay, so who came up with this? Who's, you know, how many waivers do you have to sign? Like, you know, things like that as well.
Why is it not many?
Of course, because they were high at the time they decided that it was a good idea. I mean, if you want to walk over hot coals, come down here to WA in the middle of summer and walk on our beaches.
Yeah, same thing, to be honest.
Honest with you, that was what the relation was. It was like, you know, just go to a beach on a hot day and think about walking over hot sand, and that's what it's going to be like.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, I can do it. That's fine.
So when you went through it, so when you did it, so obviously, yeah, you can mentally prepare and you can kind of go, all right, I'm going to do this. What?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to say it, but what was it like? Like, was it like obviously painful? It sounds like, but
to be honest, it wasn't, because you're not kind of taking a gentle stroll across these coals. You're going at a fairly good pace. You're not quite running, so your feet don't really have that much contact for a long period of time with the hot coals. So it kind of just towards the end, it feels like a little bit burny, a little bit, you know, pinchy. But it's a momentum that keeps you going, and it's such a, you know, you're so focused, and it's a lot of mind over matter, and you just go for it, and it was just incredible. It was just a fantastic experience. I loved it. Loved every second of it.
So good.
I did it twice, so you know, how much I loved it.
Well, hold on. So did you guys do it like one at a time? Is that how kind of, far out?
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. You just in like a line, and the guy that was organising it was just at the front, and he was just saying go 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 go, and you just went with his command, and you just went for it. It was just,
that's incredible. Well, that's incredible. Like I was saying to Rousey, I've never heard of anything like that, and I think that's another great initiative, is that no one's doing that, right? So people want to know why you're doing it, and people want to know the cause behind doing that. That's incredible. So, and in terms of it, so it was at the racecourse?
It was at the racecourse, yeah, just outside the grounds, on the little car park area just outside the shop.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was the same day as the girls were having their presentation as well.
Oh wow!
So we had a lot of the girls' team kind of coming and watching and supporting, and there was a substantial crowd there. It was the atmosphere was just electric. It was like, wow.
Oh, that's so good. I love hearing, like, just the community. I mean, the community of Wrexham. I mean, you just spoke on it earlier. You had, you know, you obviously the army behind you, you know, coming together. You've got friends, you've got family. You know, how much has it influenced being a part of, you know, a community, you know, like Wrexham, like people, the Welsh people, you know, what's that been like, and you know, what has it been to you?
Oh, absolutely everything. You know, people in Wrexham, you know, the football community, the team, the supporters, you know, everybody, they have just been phenomenal. You know, you put something out and they just come together, and, you know, whether it's spreading awareness or making a donation or anything, or just coming out to support an event, you know, they've just been the best people, you know, and I've made so many different connections and so many friends through the community that it's, you know, that have got behind us and got behind Aaron and supporting Aaron. And it's just, you couldn't ask for a better community. It's just so heartwarming that they don't even know Aaron personally a lot of the time, and they're there supporting you and helping you through the worst time of your life. They've just been, we're eternally grateful for their help. It's
even
just
the owners have come together for you.
Yeah.
So on that note, we actually have a video we're about to play from Ryan Reynolds himself, an exclusive if you like, but it's up on your Twitter. But here's Ryan Reynolds.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan Reynolds. I just want to say thank you for being here to honor Aaron's memory, and I want to say thank you for all that you've done, all that you're doing, and all that you continue to do to fund brain tumor research. There is absolutely no reason that somebody like Aaron should not be with us here today. So the work that you're doing is incredibly important and hugely impactful to so many people, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Okay.
So that was Ryan Reynolds. How did that come about?
Well, through a lot of hard work, through a lot of kind of sharing, tweeting, you know, trying to grab his attention through the probably 101 million tweets that he has on a daily basis, especially on how well Wrexham did last season. Yeah, it was one day Brain Tumor Research phoned me, and they had worked hard as well to try and get his attention, and they managed to reach out to his management company and get the message through, and he was more than happy to record this absolutely special message for us, and for him to just advocate, you know, all our words and echo, you know, trying to get the awareness out for brain tumor. It was just, oh my God, I think you could hear me screaming from here to America. It was just
Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
Yeah, you could hear it over there as well.
I thought I got woken up by someone, and I was like, oh, okay, now I know what it was. Thank you.
That's got to be like the most and I mean, in it just, and again, it just brings the community and how wide the community spread, right? Because you mentioned America and going to America. Now, you know, obviously Ryan Reynolds being Canadian and obviously Rob being American himself. But you've obviously got people who are donating and sharing at least around from America, Canada, all parts of Europe, the UK, Australia. You know, that's got to be weird and wonderful at the same time.
It is, yeah, and it's just to know. I mean, obviously donations are important, but getting that awareness out there also is massively important as well. So to know that it's basically going to all ends of the globe is just, oh my gosh, you know.
Now you're here talking to some Aussie boys.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. I can't believe it myself, but it's, you know, just to get that message out there. It's just, you know, oh my gosh, it's just powerful to even think that message is not just kind of located here in the little North Wales corner. It's everywhere, and that's what we want. We want it to get everywhere.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, I mean, it's obviously one of our what we coin affectionate term for them, our fuckheads, which is our own little army.
I still think we need to rename that, but yeah.
No way. So Will Sudworth, who's obviously a member, and he is part of Hypnotic. So he actually brought you to our attention. So thank you, Will. We love you for that.
Yeah.
Bloody
amazing.
And what a worthy cause. What a worthy cause. So how you've got an event coming up at the end of September?
We have, yes. So this is Brain Tumor Research's annual event called the Walk of Hope. And there's lots of walks going around across the UK. And the one that we're doing is in Ellesmere in Shropshire. So just a little bit away from Wrexham. And we're coming together, myself and another family who are from Ellesmere themselves. and they lost their daughter very suddenly to a brain tumor last year. So we're co-organising it with Sophie, who was Ella's mum. And yeah, we're doing this big walk around Ellesmere Lake on the 30th, and hoping to raise again as much money as we can for the charity.
Ellesmere Lake. So how many kilometres would that be?
We're looking, I mean, about 5 kilometres, I think.
Nice.
That's amazing.
So I had this weird and wonderful idea that I would go round as many times as I could. So yeah, as many times as I can between 10 and 4, I'll be going round that lake.
That's incredible. Like
So you've got a firewalk, you've got to walk around the lake. What do you reckon's next?Maybe like chasing a cheese wheel down a hill?
Possibly. I mean, I have been asked to do a skydive, but that's a little bit too extreme for me. I'm possibly thinking of an abseil somewhere.
I've done that. It's fun.
He said but his eye screamed scary, so I'm not sure if we take that on board.
I did about 6 or 7 jumps in my time, so it's
wow.
It's worth doing, and it's a once in a lifetime experience. You'll never have any feeling like it, but I still like the idea. If you do the cheese wheel idea, I'll rock up in the mankini and I'll roll down the hill. I won't have to run, I'll just roll. So, yeah,
we'll do that.
Another Rousey's $1 million idea. It's but I think that's great. Like you said, you've got what, fire, now walking around water, you got all the elements coming in, and air, possibly with a skydive, or an abseil. It's covering all your bases. But I think I love that you said
covered wind yet. What would we cover for wind?
Well, I said wind would be the skydive.
Yeah, true.
That would be that one. But yeah. So what I would probably lean into as well is just something that you brought up just before. Like, you got to obviously meet people through people who are supporting, but you've obviously met people who might have been in I guess similar circumstance, and obviously doing that. How helpful has that been, and what kind of communities can people who have gone through kind of similar things reach out to? Are there phone numbers, websites we can plug for things like that?
I mean, yeah. So in our local area, I've met a lot of people with children who have gone through similar diagnoses as Aaron. Some have lost their children. Some are still going through treatment. Some are in that remission stage. We've all come together as like a really, really close family. And a lot of people have found me because when Aaron was first diagnosed, I was obviously going Dr. Google, trying to see stories, look at outcomes. And a lot of it was kind of American based. You go on Facebook and you look up the type of cancer that Aaron has, and a lot of them were American based, and the treatments over there can be quite different from what we've got here, because here it's just standard chemotherapy and radiotherapy. And then if you wanted to pursue other options, it's like clinical trials, but a lot of the clinical trials are based in States, Germany, and obviously you have to fundraise so much. We're talking about thousands, hundreds and hundreds of thousands just to get out there. So I set up a blog on Facebook, just charting Aaron's journey, and a lot of people found me through that blog. And wanting to share their experiences with me and asking what my experiences were, and kind of like a way of sharing advice between parents that was non-medical. You get a lot of medical terms and terminology thrown at you, and you're thinking, oh my god, it goes a lot of the time, it goes over your head, and you've really got to sometimes sit down and read the information that they're giving you. So yeah, so a lot of the time they found me through that blog, which I thought was incredible, and I've made some firm friends through that blog. And then obviously the hospital communities, whether that be Wrexham, Liverpool, which is where Aaron had a lot of his treatment. And then obviously the brain tumor community, brain tumor research itself, they provide you so much information, so much support, so much help. Even after, Aaron's passed, we're still very, very, very much in their kind of family unit. And, the relationships that I have there are absolutely incredible. So they're definitely a massive help, a massive outlet of support for us. as well as still through my personal blog, which I still keep updated with all of the stuff that we're doing, and advertising Aaron's Army and any of the events that Brain Tumor Research do. So yeah.
Brilliant.
We'll make sure we we'll put the link in the description for that vlog journey, so people can go back and see it for themselves. I think that'd be very good, especially for our Aussie viewers.
Yeah.
Head over to that Facebook page and have a look, because it's not very often that someone within the community that we all care about comes out with something like this that needs a bit of help, or wants to get the message out there. So anything that our Aussie viewers can do, or we can do to get the message out there, then we'll make sure that we add that into the description of the episode.
Oh, thank you.
Because I'm well aware that a diagnosis like that is a diagnosis for life, but not just on the child who's on Aaron, who sadly lost his life, but on the parents, on family and friends. It's a lifelong diagnosis, no matter what the outcome. Even if the outcome was positive, he was still going to have to be checked up for the rest of his life, just to make sure he doesn't come back. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. They think, oh, if you're in remission, yes, that's great, but it's still you're still having to go back for testing for the rest of your life.
The type of surgery Aaron had as well, whether he'd survived or not, it would have affected him for life, because where the tumor was located originally, it was at the back of his head, and it was close to all these nerves that control your speech and your swallow and your movement. So he was left after his first surgery with a permanent weakness on his left-hand side, which required him to have a wheelchair. The radiotherapy affects his memory. So, there was kind of like short-term memory, things that he couldn't remember, things that, he possibly couldn't identify the dangers. If you're on a road, you didn't quite know that you don't step out in front of the car. It's all the mental and physical things that he still would have had if he'd have been with us today. It's if he'd have survived, it would have been a lifelong effect and change that he would have had to have dealt with for the rest of his life.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it's always hard being a dad myself. It's always hard to even just imagine this. I couldn't imagine what it was like for yourself going through it. And I just think about my kids getting lost in the shops, and I freak out. So so yeah, my heart definitely goes out to you on this. It really does. So we'll make sure viewers links will be in the description. Get behind this one. We will absolutely match whatever donation is put forward on behalf of Two Beards Media and the podcast. We think it's amazing that you have such strength and courage to go put yourself into that and surround yourself with that, because it's keeping Aaron's memory alive, and
It definitely is.
That's the important thing. He may not be with us, but he's here in spirit and in memory, and we can honor that. We can honor that. And did he end up going to any Wrexham games?
He did. Yeah. Last year he went to one of the games, and he was actually a mascot. So he walked out with Luke and had the most incredible time there. The team, the players, they were just phenomenal. How they reacted with him, how they looked after him, cared for him. And he was just at that stage where he was really, really getting into games and getting really, really passionate. And, he was there watching the game and just cheering every time they scored. It was just incredible. And the experience in the day for him was just something that he spoke about so often. The players were just so incredible with him. And, we're still in touch with Luke and his wife, and, they're very, very much supportive of all our events that we're doing. And Aaron was in hospital over Christmas and New Year. Unfortunately, he was quite poorly due to the side effects of the chemo. And the team did visit on a couple of occasions, and brought him presents and sat around the bed with him and spoke with him. And again, that's something that he would speak about often, about how the special team came to see him. And yeah, they're just an incredible unit, and just so considerate of the children that they go and visit and the families as well. You know, just amazing people.
Oh,
See, that's
I-
why we love Wrexham.
yeah.
Here is why we love.
It's why it's
Wrexham.
transcended
It's
borders.
so good.
It's transcended oceans. It's transcended all of that is for that community aspect. And, you know, I wish we had a similar like thing here. You know, it's just that is about good people, and it's nice to hear. You know, Luke and his wife are, you know, still in touch, and
Yeah.
these people are still, you know, supporting, and it's not, you know, it's not just a facade that, you know, a lot of media companies put out there, you know, or other big organizations, you know, it's there for a minute and then, you know, they don't do anything after that. It's nice to know that it like you said, it continues, and it doesn't stop there. So I'm excited to see how you guys go with this fundraiser and how far it can go. And I'm excited. I kind of hopefully, well, yeah, obviously I know that you're a part of this group, but when Rousey and I eventually get over there one day, we'll hopefully we can be there for one of those events as well, because we'd love to be a part of that and help in any way we can.
Oh, incredible. I'll make sure I do another firework for you for when you come over.
Yeah. Even if it's just in like like you said, just the car park. And you know what? Grousey can bring the matches, and I'll just bring the charcoal bags, and it'll be a bit of a homemade thing, but we'll make it work.
Yeah, just like us Aussies like to. We just bang anything together, and
It'll be fine.
If anyone out there donates $1,000, Mr. Ryan Reynolds, I'm looking at you. Adrian will do it in the nude.
Wow. I love how we're sending me under this bus, but I will do the firewalk. I don't know if I'll do it nude, but I'll definitely do the firewalk.
Just to give you an idea on how much we're trying to fundraise. So Brain Tumor Research have different centres of excellence around the UK, and to keep these centre of excellence going, I'm sure you can imagine it costs a hell of a lot of money. But to fund 1 day's worth of research, you're looking at 2,740, and that number is imprinted on my mind. So that's the target that I'm personally trying to get to. So just 1 day of research, but if you can imagine what might have been achieved in that 1 day, you know, they potentially might have got that eureka moment. So yeah, but obviously as a whole, for the whole walk, we're trying to raise as much as possible. But my personal target is 2,740.
I love
hopefully
that.
I'll get there.
Well,
$2,740. Let's get you there. Let's help get you there.
Let's get you there, because that is I like, you know what, and that's the best part is, right, you've got your own motivators. Obviously everyone's got a motivation when they're doing these kinds of things to kind of push through, and obviously you've got the biggest motivator, but to have that little goal as well, and say, you know what, we can get as much as we want, but if we get that little bit, then, you know, I've done it. And you know what, well, like you said, we'll get you there regardless. we'll plug everything. We'll be on all forms of, what is it, Twitter, X, whatever the accounts are called now, you know. We'll get on all of them, and we want to make sure we're spreading that word. And honestly, Nicola, I just want to say on behalf of both of us, thank you for doing this. This is obviously not something that can be easy in any sense of the word, but at the same time, you've let us be a part of this and be a part of sharing this amazing cause and Aaron's Army. And I don't know, I'm taken aback by it. I'm quite emotional really now think about it, but it's really cool to have you here. So honestly, we want to make sure that we get you to your goal, get you to where you and the foundation wants to be. And honestly, I think as well, Rousey, maybe I'm just putting this out here, but we do a Christmas, we want to do a Christmas special towards the end of the year. And we'll stack on for that as well, and make sure that we can add towards that as well, because this is an incredible cause, and we want to make sure we're doing our part.
And I want to see Adrian do a firewalk nude.
You know what, mate? I am
not going to get out of that one now.
And you know what's funny? I usually do that to him. I'm usually like, I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball now, because I'm usually the guy's like, you know what, Rousey will do it nude, and now you've just thrown me under the bus. But you know what? If it happens, it happens. If someone could just write a note to my wife on why we're doing it, that'd be great. Because if she thinks I'm just doing it for fun, she might think I have my own OnlyFans account kind of just sitting to the side and as like a side hustle. So if someone could just tell her, then I think we're all right.
You mean to say you don't have an OnlyFans? Come on, mate.
I wanted to get an Only Beards account. like where it's just only pictures of my beard. But then I realized I'm overcompensating because I'm bald. So I felt like if making an account for it probably really just overcompensates.
Oh dear. Shifting things up real quick.
Yes.
How are you liking this season so far, Nicola?
Oh, I love it. We are doing so well, you know, just to think of where we are and how far we've come. It's just keep on going. Keep on
That last
winning these
game was
games.
something else, wasn't it?
It was incredible. I was on the edge of my seat. I am one of those persons screaming at the TV. So yeah, so it's
So are we, to be honest. So are we.
Yes.
Like far out. It's been like such a weird year in the sense that, you know, we got there, we're getting close, and then we just weren't clicking, and then all of a sudden it just took one thing and bang, it's like fire's caught, and it's just like running with it. And I'm excited to see where we go from it, because
definitely.
and it must be good to see, like, as well, like Luke being like captain again. Like I was saying this to Rouse the other week, it's so good to have him back in their starting side too.
Yeah, no, it is. He's a phenomenal player, isn't he? He's just incredible. And it's, yeah, I every time he goes out, I'm always thinking, oh, is Aaron there with him in spirit? You know, it's
Oh, I love that.
Wow, that is so cool.
Well, that actually segues into a good question that obviously, other than Luke, if you had to pick,
if I had to,
who's your favorite player?
Oh, do I have to pick?
Yeah.
Do I have to pick just one?
Yeah.
I hate this.
You know
question.
what, Nate? List he hates it so much. He hates it so much. But to be honest, I hate it too, because the more and more I think about it, the more and more I love every single one of them. But what? All right, if you could pick three, how about that?
Oh, okay. So obviously Luke,
Yep.
Ollie was phenomenal. When he came to see Aaron, he came to see him on a couple of occasions, and
Wow.
he's been personally touched and affected by cancer as well in children. So, you know, he was very supportive of us. So Luke, Ollie, Ben, I would say as well. Yeah.
Good
Ben,
on
my top three.
Ben.
Love that. And
Nice.
It's funny that you get, like, you know what it is with those three blokes in particular, now that I think about it, it seems like what you see is what you get in the best way possible. Like, you see these like lovely people like on social media, but it seems to be, I've not heard one story that refutes that. You know what I mean? Like, it seems to be genuine.
Yeah, no, absolutely genuine. 100%.
Love that. I love that so much.
Love it. Well, Nicola, we really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. And again, this is a massive call out to all of our followers. Everyone, get behind this. All the links will be in the description. If you can't find them, or for some reason it's not working, reach out to us. We will give you the links. We really want this to be something meaningful, because and it's like I said at the start, there's a reason why we're doing this, and it's because we feel so strongly about this. And really, it's heartbreaking to lose a child, and I just want to be able to give back and help people like yourself, Nicola. So please share, subscribe, and click these links and get on it, get behind it. So Nicola, thank you for coming on today. We know it's not I imagine it's not the easiest thing to talk about. But I really appreciate the way you're so open and honest about this. Has been amazing. You know, I hope that more, you know, even if a parent is out there that's struggling, reach out to Nicola and get that support. We can get you in touch with her if you need be. So, you know, we're all here for you. And Nicola, we love you. Us two beards, we love you. So,
thank you very much.
You know, so really, thank you for coming on, and really appreciate you.
No, thank you for having me, and for everyone's support. Just from everyone, from here, from everyone to you. Just thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right, two beards up next. We're going to discuss that game, the Grimsby game. Hang around. So that was a really great interview with Nicola. So just reiterate that again, guys. All those links, everything you need make sure we get behind this one
Do your thing.
and support it. Do your thing.
Do your thing.
And we're going to do everything we can as well. But so now let's get into the nitty gritty of the episode.
Let's go. Let's
fucking go. Grimsby. So obviously we missed a week because, but we, that was a good game. But let's just talk about Grimsby. Okay. So the team was released an hour before kickoff, Saturday night, our time.
Oh, did we? Oof.
Oh, did we ever have massive stonkers over that team?
I was on a call. I'm holding my microphone. That's how excited I am, by the way. I am gripping for dear life because I was on a call with Rousey, right? We were just chatting, might have been doing business related stuff or just fucking around. I can't remember. But we got that list and I'm like, bro, the team is out and you'll never guess who's in the team. And he's like, Paul Muller. I'm like, no, brother. No, brother. No. Aaron Hayden's back from the fucking dead, bro. He was dead last week. That guy was dead. I'm telling you, I'm yelling into the microphone now. That guy was dead. He was done dead in the water. He was not coming back.
I was actually sitting there saying, fuck me, like this guy, we can't get him fit for long enough. And I was saying that he was gonna lose his spot and all that sort of stuff.
Did he prove that wrong? Fuck me. He was good. But here's the kicker, mate. Here's the kicker. And I want you to talk about this because that front lineup, I want your take on it because you're going to have some flavorful words of pure ecstasy on that front fucking formation. Tell me about it. Just tell me, list them off, mate, and tell us why it's good.
Okay, so the starting lineup of McLean, Lee, Mullen, and Palmer.
Almost there.
Whoa, shit. And then Fletcher. And Fletcher as well as a sub.
There it is.
For that.
There it is. Sploosh.
I just gotta say, like, just that meme where there's that blonde chick surrounded by all those black dudes in the background, where they're clearly about to do things with the blonde one. Looks like this. I wanted to be that person. Someone, Mullen, McLean. Anyway, just oh man, clap those cheeks. Anyway, let's go back to not that one. Oh, let's do that one. Okay, so honestly, that starting lineup was just bonkers, and to see, I think I've broken Adrian.
I'm done, mate. I fucking quit. Holy. Okay, man. I thought we were going down the route of we'll be. You never.
I'm not gay, but if I was, I would want it to be with those four. Anyway,
and even if you were, mate, we would respect you either way. We would still respect you. If you want to come out right now, then you can do that. But at the end of the day, you are right. That lineup was fucking on fire. And I think what I loved most is when we walked out of that tunnel, when I saw those boys walk out of that tunnel, I don't know about you, mate, but the hairs on my arms were standing up because it was something.
Did you see what the guy said? The Grimsby boss? He's like, the quality that this side's got, even just coming off the bench, like, how is that fair? He said something along the lines of that in one of his interviews. And he's like, obviously it's not because we've got Premier League talent now in our side. But when that goal, the first goal went off, is great to see Palmer back in the goal scoring books. But dude, that McLean on the outside to Elliot Lee, and then Elliot Lee bending one to perfection on top of Palmer's head.
And McLean was the same person who put it on top of Will Boyle's head as well. It's just phenomenal, the link up. And here's what my favorite part of this game, mate. hear, and it sounds awful to say, but when you hear what I'm trying to say, you'll get it. We put on a fucking clinic, and Paul Mullen didn't score. Take that in. Paul Mullen did not score. He got close, but he didn't score. We still had the scoring power. You know what it was? It's the presence of having Paul Mullen. We kept talking about we couldn't finish. We couldn't get the ball into the back of the net. We couldn't seal the deal. And now all of a sudden, what's changed? Seriously, what's changed? And it's having that presence of Paul Mullen up front, revving you on, but also having the defenders constantly shitting themselves, going, fuck, should I run to Mullen? Should I run to Lee? Should I run to McLean? Should I run to Palmer? That's got to be the hardest decision as a defender to man it up. No,
how do you defend that?
You can't. You just can't, mate.
Like,
and then at a set piece, mate,
bonkers.
at a set piece, you're pushing Will Boyle and Aaron Hayden forward as well. Think about that as well. You got Will Boyle, Aaron Hayden basically pushing up the ground. Then all of a sudden, the defenders are again having to make decisions on who's worse to man up. And what they were doing, where they were obviously trying to keep their formation, trying to hold a line, but they were holding a line with their eye solidly on Paul Mullen, and that allowed the creation from Elliot Lee, allowed the creation from James McLean. It allowed for these situations to occur. And mate, I cannot tell you how excited I am about that side and that bench, mate. That you mentioned it, Fletcher. How was that off the bench, mate? How was that?
Fletcher, Evans, James Jones,
Dolby off the bench. Judge Davies as well.
Davies, Dolby. Like, fuck me, like, where is the weak? Like, you now, like, you just there's no
weak
words. There's no words. I'm literally lost for words on this one. Like, it was great the other week, and obviously when we saw Paul Mullen come back, and he's like the god of gods for us, and like to see him.
I have a shrine literally behind this computer, mate. I have a shrine dedicated to him behind the computer.
Oh man, I'm just like to see him. Then obviously come back. That was great, but then to see him start on the weekend and how much problem that caused, because you need two people to control Mullen, and even then you probably can't. And then those two people free up an area and somewhere else in the pitch for one other strong player of ours to run through. It's like, how do you defend against it? It's just you just can't. And to say our defense is leaky, look, I get it. Like there are moments where we look like, we let them get on the attack. But I mean, that's normal. That's a game of football. The fact is we've conceded one goal in 4 games?
Yeah, mate, dude. Like this just cements how important it is to have Aaron Hayden. Aaron Hayden had one of the best matches in a long time I've seen, where
I've got to say I've never rated Aaron Hayden until I saw that game. I now understand it.
Yeah, dude.
Adrian, I completely get it. He was phenomenal in defense.
Yeah, he was able to run back, man. And the cool, calm, and collectedness of his composure up the back. Honestly, how many times did we see previous weeks where the ball's getting leaked around and we've just walked someone in? He sees a ball about to basically drop at the feet of someone, and instead of kicking it away aimlessly, he's already looked in all directions of where it should go, and he goes, all right, I need to get this first touch or else they're going to plop it on the ground. So he's bopped it out of play, and he's getting it into touch, not for a corner, not for anything, or he's passed it to fucking McLean. How has he even done that? I genuinely cannot rate Aaron Hayden highly enough. I'm very biased. He's my favorite player, but to see him back in action from the dead with players like McLean assisting, with fucking Boyle was having a day out. Ollie Palmer had a day out till he hurt himself. This is the Wrexham, and Rousey actually texts me, guys. He texts me and he goes, Adrian, do you believe? And I was like, oh, I believe now. Oh, I believe now. I was rocky. I was very rocky,
and baby.
Oh, and it sucks because all it takes is one game to humble us again. But I don't want to feel that anymore. I just want to keep winning because that was insane.
Well, I actually said, we needed a statement game, and the Grimsby game was a perfect opportunity for a statement, because obviously Grimsby, they beat us in the playoffs to get promoted the season before we went up, and they also went one step further than us in the cup last year. So obviously they have good pedigree and quite a competitive side, and I think they even did pretty well last year. They were like mid-table, almost playoffs, I think.
Memory shit, so I have no idea. But
yeah, but who cares? I mean, they fucking lost. But anyway,
they're literally they are irrelevant now, and it's funny because
the favorite thing was hearing the chant when they were like, "We want to go home, we want to go home." Fucking Wrexham, we want to go home. Like when I heard that chant, I'm like, yeah, you fuckers, like, you know it, you guys are getting fucking stomped. And then to see that the way that unfolded, like that was a statement game. Grimsby could have been a problem for us, and we just made them look like National League fucking North.
Yep. Oh, and here's the thing, like, and this is what I love is, look, we can say, you know, oh, Grimsby did this, Grimsby did that. They're a good side. They are a good side, and we made them, like you said, made them look like a National League North side. And I don't think there's a more accurate statement. What I think we need to do though is consistently put this out now. There is no excuse now. We don't have Mullen missing.
I think that's the team. The team that went, I think that's a settled team.
Even having Mendy off the bench would be just,
how does Mendy get in that team?
Well, here's the thing. McLean obviously can play a full 90. We know that. But being able to take him off, be able to play Mendy in the cup games, FA Cup, all these other things, because obviously it's going to come down to legs at the end of the day. And as much as I love McLean, he is on the older side of it. And we've got Mendy, who's on the younger side of it. So getting someone with fresh legs for games that maybe we don't invest as much as we do in the league.
I love Mendy, but I wouldn't give up McLean for Mendy.
No,
Mendy.
I'm not saying give him up,
but and he's quick and he's great if like you want that pace, but just the style and class and speed and technique of McLean to be able to get some of those crosses in and the stuff he was doing with his feet. Speaking of that, Fletcher, fucking that bicycle kick, like that play, and having those back heel passes that he did
from Elliot Lee to just flip around and, you know,
I mean, to see that cross come in. So the cross came in, and it got into Elliot Lee. Elliot Lee obviously passed it off to Fletcher. Fletcher had 3 defenders around him, and Fletcher just stomped the ball and stood there and looked like he was going to pass through or pass forward. Then flicked the back heel to Lee running behind him with no looking. Like he knew exactly where Lee was coming from. It's like they had practiced this shit before. But fuck me, it looked impressive. And then Lee obviously runs around to the outside, boots across into Fletcher. Fletcher chests it down, hits the bounce too high. So he bicycle kicks that shit. Oh man. Like, you don't see that in League Two.
You don't. Shit, you don't see it in League One. You don't see it in Championship. I fucking beg to differ that you would not see it in Premier League at the moment. It looks stale in the Premier League compared to what we just witnessed on the weekend. I tried to watch
except for maybe Tottenham at the moment. They're kind of
they're playing Ange Ball, and we love Ange Ball because fucking Ange Postecoglou is God. But look, I'm no Tottenham fan, but any team that Ange coaches is a team. I'm obviously a Celtic fan as well by birth. So having Ange Ball coaching a Premier League side after taking Celtic to a treble, and he got shortlisted for Manager of the Year. He
got Manager of the Month just recently.
Yeah, but he's been shortlisted for like the FIFA awards for like the top dog, like the one like Ballon d'Or, like Coach of the Year. Like he's shortlisted. Crazy, bro. But
can we get Parky on that list?
Mate, yeah, I mean, honestly, they didn't put him on it because they didn't think it was fair to the other contestants, you know? It's not fair. Pep Guardiola wouldn't stand a chance, you know? It's poor Pep.
So the only way I can describe what happened at Grimsby and that lineup, I was sitting here thinking about it, and honestly, the best way I can describe it is the stuff of dreams.
Yep.
Yep. Stuff of dreams.
It's what we wanted from match day one. It's what we wanted when we played MK Dons. We couldn't get that. We just didn't have the talent at the time. I mean, we had the talent. They were shell shocked. We were missing Mullen. We didn't have McLean at that point. We didn't have Fletcher. We didn't have
Evans.
I'm trying to think. Evans. We didn't have a lot of the team. But my point is, yes, a lot of them come off the bench. But this is a league where it's going to be important. Again, it's a long season. There is no gaps for international breaks like some of the other leagues. There's nothing like that. You keep playing, and you've got the fucking Papa John's Trophy. You got the fucking FA Cup. You've got the one we just got knocked out of, the Carabao Cup. But you've got all of these different things that we need to rotate, and our priority is the league. So don't get me wrong. This one we played this weekend is the team that wins it. If we want to win the league, if we want to get the promotion top 3, we play this week in, week out. But we have to be smart. We can't play McLean every week because he's prone to injury. He injured himself fucking first week with us. We can't risk it. So there will be times where we play a midweek game against the fucking Newcastle under-21s, and we do not fucking play McLean against them. Do you know what I mean?
Stuff of dreams, though. Stuff of dreams.
Stuff of dreams.
Like, stuff of wet dreams, even.
Oh, that's why he did it. I was wondering why it's just like he kept on that wavelength, and I'm like, he's thought of that. He's thought ahead of that.
No, I actually just saw that now. I'm like, stuff of dreams seems a little bit weak, but stuff of wet dreams. Yeah, I could see myself cleaning a few sheets for that.
we gotta cut this guy off. But at the end of the day, Grimsby, yeah, that was I've watched the replay of that multiple times, and it only came out yesterday as a replay on iFollow. So look, we look to the next game, and we have
Stockport.
a doozy.
Stockport, and they just beat the MK Dons on the weekend.
After having a shit run, just fucking trust Wrexham to play Stockport when they're finally finding form. I was like, fuck.
But you know what? It's at home. So
for them.
Yeah. But if we can go to them at home and give it to them like we've given, because we've had good form in our away games. We've actually had pretty good form, and I think our first win came from an away game.
Oh no, I think we played Warsaw.
That,
Warsaw was the home game we won against, and that was the first one. But we've won one away game, and that's Tranmere. The rest have been draws.
Yeah.
So we need to
go away
with
that team this weekend, and we absolutely do another number on them, and we do another 3-0 or 4-0 win. I mean, that's it. Like you secure it up. That's back to back. No Gillingham's going to compete with us. No fucking Notts County is going to compete with us. You pretty much can shore it up, I'd say, and then we can just sit and enjoy the ride and let it happen, and just
Well, the best part about this league, to be honest, is there are 3 promotion slots and then a playoff spot. So I'm not saying that we get down to it, but when we drop games, it's not going to be like last year where we're fucking throwing up in a bag because we just lost against Halifax, and it almost cost us the league. It's not going to be like that, because even if we were to finish second or third, we still take that promotion spot. And at the end of the day, that's all Wrexham people want, and that's what we will get with that team, with that lineup. Stockport, beware, but at the same time, fucking good on Stockport for beating MK Dons. They were my favourite to be up the top, to be honest.
And now they're languishing in what, 9th position or
8th, I think. Yeah, it's fucked. It's like I mean, this is the beauty of this league, though. It's not like last year where 2 teams just pull away. It's just not like that. It's not like that. We're
pretty
not
tight
used to
in those
it.
first 4 positions now. There's only a win between them. One of those guys lose, and it changes the whole structure. So,
well, that's it. Like Swindon, dude. I mean, who would have thought? Yes, okay, we drew with them 5-5, and it was a fucking weird game.
Swindon had a hell of a lot of goals, like a big game. Like they had a 6-0 win. So that's
what I'm saying. But who saw that coming?
Yeah, and no
one saw that coming.
he still managed to tie them. So
Yep.
not
No,
bad.
I'm,
Not bad effort.
I'm
I think now we've got the team. I mean, can you imagine if we put that team we had today against Swindon? Different story.
mm,
Absolutely different story. What we've
it'd be
got
interesting.
now is really dynamic.
Mm.
And I can't wait myself to see it. So my Stockport prediction this weekend, we play the same team, 2-0.
Okay.
Correct them.
To be honest, it's away. There will be a bit of banter. I'm going 2-1. We're going for a win. I'm not saying we concede because of anything we're doing. I'm just saying that it is Stockport. There is a bit of history there, more recent than not. And I just see us away from home. You know, there'll be a packed out crowd because every fucking team packs out their stadium when Wrexham comes to town. So yeah, I just think that'll play a factor. Don't think that'll get them over the line. 2-1, 3-1 even. 3-1 might be more of an accurate scoreline. I do think we'll concede just because, you know, it's inevitable sometimes. But I don't think that stops the flow of goals that we kick. So yeah, 2-1, 3-1. I want to pick one. I want to pick one and be more certain. 2-1 I'm going to stick with, but
there
it
you have it.
It could be good.
Adrian is 2-1. Rousey, myself, is 2-0. So we'll see how this one turns out. And I guess we'll find out next week. We'll see you guys on the other side of this. So another week, another successful podcast. We have a fair bit coming up, a fair bit planned. So if you haven't seen our latest thing on YouTube, head over there. We are reviewing the episodes of Welcome to Wrexham at the moment, in our own little style, which is great. Little 10-minute bites, so you don't have to sit down for an hour and listen to us rabbit on. Just quick 10-minute bites, and you can go and be entertained for 10 minutes if you don't want to listen to us for an hour. So, you know, by all means, I want you guys to like, share, subscribe. I say it all the time, but freaking do it. We need you to. It helps us out a lot, doesn't it, Adrian?
Reverse psychology is what we need. Don't do it. You know what? Don't do it. Just no,
Yeah.
we need you. I'm just fucking with you. Please, fucking please.
Okay. Yeah. There we go. And yeah, if we don't get a single subscriber between now and next episode, Adrian's got topless.
You know what?
No shirt.
Walked into it because I was going to line up your one. I was going to line up with it if we didn't get a subscriber.
Gotta be fucking quick, dude. You want to throw me under the bus? You got to be quick with it.
Look, at the end of the day, mate. At the end of the day, trust me. If you want to see this man look like a drag queen, I've got the thing for you.
Oh no, you didn't.
I made a thumbnail during the week, guys. Just a bit of context. Made a thumbnail during the week. He did not like it. I did a bit of animation on it, just a little filter to make us look like we'd been drawn on. He did not like the way he or I looked, for that matter. And he felt like he was a very pretty drag queen. And you know what? Now I look at it, I think it's right. And I will be giving that photo to the highest bidder for our lovely foundation for Nicola. So for the highest bidder, we'll receive a DM of this lovely man. And trust me, I'll be adding extra makeup, extra bits and pieces. But highest bidder, you will receive a lovely personalized photo from Rouse. And you know what? He might even sign it for you. But we'll go from there.
All right. Yeah, get on it. Donate, like, share, subscribe. Join us. Become a fuckhead. This week, we're going to go back to our roots and give Rockin' Robin a good old hootin'. We love Rockin' Robin. This one is called LA, or LA. It's French for go. So that's
Thanks for that translation, Rouse.
Yeah, you got to have the French translation. So, or I think.
It's like, it's It's a common
That's what they
thing in
say. Ale,
football.
ale, ale, you know?
Yeah, I know, but it's just common in football. Like people know that LA, and you're just like, for those who don't know, it's French. It's French for go.
I just like to seem a little bit sophisticated, you know? Just like I know words of the world.
Thanks for joining in, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Have a great night. All right, I'm done. See us.
See you guys. Take it away, Rock and Robin.
We are Wrexham AFC. We're never gonna die. Unlike our Chester neighbours who kissed their club goodbye. We're going for promotion. We're shagging all the sheep. We are Wrexham AFC, and we're gonna win the league. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale. We are Wrexham AFC. We're never gonna die. Unlike our Chester neighbours who kissed their club goodbye. We're going for promotion. We're shagging all the sheep. Shagging all the sheep. We are Wrexham AFC, and we're gonna win the league. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale. We are Wrexham AFC. We're never gonna die. Unlike our Chester neighbours who kissed their club goodbye. We're going for promotion.